Welcome back, my gardening friends, to the January jobs progress update. January vegetable harvest and what we're up to. So this is my leaf mould bin. These were the leaves we collected in the autumn fall, and I've now removed that top bit of the pallet that was sticking up. It was annoying me, and I think this is going to be a permanent feature. And we now only have 4 bags of leaves left, so I anticipate beginning of March they should all be in the bin and out the way, ready for the strawberries to have a bit of room to grow. I've managed to fit this piece of wood just via some hooks, and then stop it waving about. I've put that there. Mainly that is to protect the cardboard just a little bit from getting too wet. And I do need to sort out all these tubs. I'm changing them all to white tubs because the orange tubs tend to break down sooner. So I'm going to change all those, get some labels on them so they're a little bit easier for me to see, and it is getting a wee bit crowded there. And leaving the leaf mould bags outside just so they get a bit of a wash where they've been sitting on the ground, where the worms have been desperately trying to get into the leaf mould. And I must put that cardboard under cover because it's going to rain soon. It hasn't been too bad though. So all the wheelie bins have been cleaned, moved and everything out. So thank you to the viewer who spotted my deliberate mistake missing the eye out on that. This is where all my perennial weeds go, all the rooty bits, and I've got a sample of that already. And this one will be for the comfrey, and this one will be for the nettles. Have I spelt steeped right? Come on guys, put me right. So I managed to clear all this area. I'm going over everything because not everybody watches every video, and if you're just watching the tours, this is for you. And we cleared all this area. Then we ended up finding a massive amount of cannabis compost. Look back on the videos. If you ring the bell, you'll get notifications of all my videos, but of course you may not want to watch them all, but some are more interesting than others. And we've got roughly 2,000 litres there, so we were busy with that as an extra job. We've got an extra compost runoff bin. That's all sorted now, so hopefully we'll be able to get those juices sorted. The IBC that was causing me some issues, 1,000 litres of water is 1 tonne, not very well supported. Thank you to the viewer who mentioned about using scaffolding if I do get another good one, but it was quite brittle, as you can see there. So we cut it off, used it for the sieving of the liquid plant foods using the metal wire mesh basket, and that's all sorted. And then the bottom part of the IBC was used in my new manure bin, and there's some of the hayy, grassy horse manure. So it's what the horses have probably pulled out onto the floor, and it's not been through the digestive system, and it makes for a great filter. So this is all done now, lined and ready for the manure. So we've repurposed that really well. The asparagus, this is a volunteer that appeared in this quadrant next to the greenhouse. Now, after talking at length with Becky from Becky's Allotment and the time scale it's going to take for the seeds that I got to grow and be able to put in the ground, I've decided to leave it in for now, until the others are established enough to be actually planted in one of the permanent new raised beds we are going to be building. We emptied all the strawberry towers, and it was all piled in there if you remember, and now all the plastic containers that have not got bottoms in are moved off plot 3 into this position, and at the moment they all look pretty good. Most of these had already got roots on when I removed them from a plot that was going to be ploughed up. We managed to remove the raspberries from there and got potted up what I could, and now all the strawberry raspberry canes are now been removed, bar from a few where I'm still experimenting to see whether they're summer or autumn fruiting. And these are the saved cuttings, runners, and there's a new shoot there, and you can see there in the middle of the screen the others are shooting nicely, so my father will be pleased with those. That'll save him a few pennies. And at the same time we took out all the old wood of the blackberries, and they look really good, and they haven't even lost their leaves this year. It just hasn't been cold enough. And these are the raspberry canes. Well, looks like we've got a blackbird in there, and ideally they ought to be outside air drying. Hopefully they don't go mouldy, but these will be used for my garden peas in the summer. As we move into the fruit cage on plot 3, that time in here was really well spent. There's no weeds, he says. I could see something in the distance. But one of the January jobs was to remove the rhubarb from here. Most of that was taken by another plot holder when I left it down in the collection area. I've put 4 slabs there because I haven't got the plastic to extend the bed, but the slabs will be fine. And here we have some of those fruits. I'm not quite sure what they are, so how can I label them? But at least I know where not to put my big feet. So in January's jobs, those large pallets were there. They're now moved to there, and I've done a few measurements and we've made a few cuts. So that one there at that end, there's two pieces of wood there, and fortunately enough that slots over there. So those bits of wood, it'll go down into that, up, and we'll do some sort of framework to attach it to this, and then we'll stick a blue barrel on top there with a drip feed system, and hopefully that will get me some better long roots for Malvern in the autumn show. So with the pallets moved, I was able to make a start on the raised beds, and I'll stick the playlist up with this video and the one in December, I think it was, on how I was actually going to do it. And in those videos you can see exactly what I've done with the wire there to stop them bellying out and everything else. And I have actually added some cardboard to the paths as well. The wind's been playing a little bit of havoc, but I thought I'd get that done because if I get some wood chips, that's one less job to do. Don't really need cardboard here because I'm not struggling with any perennial weeds, but we might still get the odd raspberry runner from out of the cage where they used to be trying to grow. One of the January jobs was going to get these topped up with compost and rejuvenate it with more liquid plant foods, but there's not a chance because it's so wet. We've had to move indoors slightly. So I'm trying to dry these pots out because I'll be using some of these in the greenhouse for the peppers. These are the tomatoes. What I do is slice the tomatoes up and put them in there, and there's a little bit of food there for my little furry friends because they do like to have a nibble on a few things. And we'll be having a few carrots from out of here today. All the pallet collars are in, it's drying out in a fashion so that we can, at least we've got a starting point. They're reasonably dry before we line them with plastic. And today I will be harvesting another bucket of the potatoes, and I will be looking for one that had the experiment in, because the last experiment when we revealed it didn't quite give a good comparison. And it's that one over there. The marker pen doesn't stay on the plastic very well, but it does stay on when we put the yellow tape on, so I'll be doing that more in the future. I'm not quite ready to harvest that red cabbage at the moment. That's one of the giants. It looks quite manky on the outside, but hopefully there'll be something there inside. The celeriac is still doing well as far as I can see. We've got some carrots there in the middle of the screen in a container, and the broad beans are looking worse for wear, but as we've said in the past, in the middle of the screen there's the new shoots, so we'll triple our crop hopefully. I've just pulled that out, and it looks like they were planted on the 13th of the 7th, and that's accidentally popped out. So these are like a Nantis 5, so must get those out soon, maybe next month. A little bit of hit and miss with the leeks. Not worried, because I'm going to sow some more. All the garlic rounds, the ones that didn't split, are all going well. The elephant garlic, all good, bar from one that's gone mouldy, and all of William Coleman's red Russian is going well. And there's the rest of the leek seed head. Now we've taken those, they're exactly the same, so hopefully those will be the ones that we change. And in that pot there is all the little bulblets that are on the bottom of the garlic, the little small ones. They went straight in the ground as soon as I harvest them, so hopefully they'll be okay. You've already seen the roofing sheets that I managed to get. I'm showing you again because I've got something else to show you. So those, I was going to build framework for those different profiles, but it didn't really matter, and we'll be revealing another parsnip today, and we've still got half left, so hopefully they'll last a while, but then they're going to be in my way, aren't they? Never mind, we can do something with them, and we'll leave them there as long as we can, and we'll see if we can take a harvest off these. I've half cooked the leaves on this side because of the fire, but I've even noticed now that they're sprouting so far down, and I planned this so that they would be in the new beds, so I'm going to leave them as long as I can. Yes, they're green dwarf kale. It's nearly at head height. This is one of the finds. It's one of those little plastic greenhouses. This was found before the winds, so we can't blame it on somebody losing that, but it looks like it's been hardly used, so not sure on that one, but it'll be a great addition. I might be able to get it in the back of this greenhouse, and whether the peach stays, I'm not sure. I did want to give it another year, but this will be ideal for in the greenhouse as my racking and onion drying area. I've been scratching in the bottom of some of the bonfires that we've had to have to clear some of the plots, and I've got myself a few hinges. They've been scorched, but they'll still work exactly the same. Found a couple more barrels, a 10 and a 20 litre. I stopped in a lay-by and I found 2.5 pairs of gloves. They've been washed and now they're getting wet. Let's not tell Mrs. King she's dried them for no reason. And this, a skip find. 13 sheets of what looks like 6 foot, and then right at the end there's 2 8 foots. So now, here, instead of using these 2 quite heavy plyboard sheets, I can use 2 sheets on each bay, and they'll be nice and lightweight. And the issue with this at the moment, raining again, it goes straight through the manure, and we do get a little bit of thinning out. So realistically, it's not a concentrate. So we've got nearly 2 drums full there, but this is the best stuff. Takes up less room, so that'll be my. I'd rather add rainwater to it afterwards than have this there, where I only need to add a small amount of rainwater because it's already been washed out here. But this manure is looking really good, and I'll be using all that on the allotments and get it emptied and get both filled up. And being they're back to back, it shouldn't be too much of an issue, and I'm going to try and get a pulley system there so I can just pull each one up as I want it, so that I can put the manure in when I collect it on the trailer straight into the hole. So we found the 2,000 litres, and then we found another 1,500 litres here, and then had another phone call and found another possibly close to 500 litres there. So since in the month I've collected nearly 4,000 litres, and remembering that I've already given some away, so it's not all here. Well, not giving it away, but we've done swapsies. So we've got the old wood chips there when we took the old beds down where the new beds are being built, and we've still got this compost here which has been here for a while now. You've seen that. There's a bag of comfrey roots there for one of my viewers to collect, so if my phone goes off, do apologise. So these are the carrots from inside. Not looking too bad at all, but there's that little grub again. So I'll be quite vigilant and make sure he doesn't pupate into a fly. And I've actually got a stumpy carrot, parsnip, and then we've got one there that goes on and goes on, and there's the celeriac. So let's get those washed and see what they look like now. And yeah, a little bit of canker on there, but that soon comes off. The long parsnips seem to have done better, and yeah, we get the odd shaped ones, and I'm not worried. I'll just cut the bottoms off those, but there's plenty of carrot there to be going on with. And first time I've ever grown celeriac, and those were plants given to me. I hadn't even got a clue what they were. So that's that done. Let's get the potato reveal sorted. So these are the sarpomere. I'm just going to move the microphone, guys. Sorry for the little bit of noise. These are the sarpomere that I had the seed sent me. So basically, this is your normal seed potato. It grows. Then you get those little seed pods on top of the greenery, which are poisonous. Somebody saved me the seeds from the sarpomere, and this is year 3, and I decided to grow them. So basically they can mutate into different colours. They all taste the same. I'll have a look. Now I fully expect these now to either start growing or going rotten, so you never know what we'll find. My best ever reveal this year has been the potatoes that we grew in the pot of turds, hashtag pot of turds. There's a good chance that we've got 2 different potatoes here. Now the last time we revealed the one with the feed, they were misshapen, so I didn't really want to class that as a good comparison. I only used the potato feed because it was given me. And even if it does give me better results, I won't be using potato feed. I'll just use my homemade liquid plant foods compost mixes, which you can find in my playlist. And while you're knocking about my playlist, every month, every video I do in each month for that year goes into the playlist. So if you're a little bit confused on what you're actually seeing because you missed a few videos, pop into my January 2020 playlist and you'll see all the videos that I've uploaded this month. Same with the vegetable harvest. They all go into one playlist, and you can go and have a look, see what I'm harvesting and when I'm harvesting it. Robo crop there's just keeping an eye on me, making sure I don't cheat. that Robocrop? Oh, sorry. He always likes to keep something in the little box that Marie Curry sent him, so just forget that one. And surprisingly enough, there's nothing there that's actually chitted, but you can see there, look at the different colours that we've got, and it's just an added bonus when you pop it on your plate, because they do retain the colour even when we steam them. So I'll add those to the other vegetable harvest, and that'll be added to my monthly harvest playlist. And this compost will now be added to into the quadruple compost bin in with the spent potato compost to add to this year's mixes. Just going to get some of the kale. So there we go, and I can't believe that we've got no white fly issues, no green fly issues either, especially with how warm it has been here in our climate in the UK. But I'm not grumbling. So I'll just stand in my shed now while we just finish off. My next video will be on about micro greens. I've been inspired by several creators who've had a go at this, and I'll be giving those a mention. Let's get away, it's just but as you can see, it's horrible today again, so it looks like I'm going to be spending a little bit more time with Mrs. King. There's no good getting wet and horrible, can't work on the plot. But yes, we're going to be doing looking at the microgreens. Wayne has given me a good seed supplier. I've had the seeds delivered and the first batch is now sown, so by the time I do that video, hopefully there'll be something to show you. I try and upload every Sunday and every Wednesday at 8 PM, but the weather's slightly against me, but we will do our best to keep you updated with what I'm up to, and I'll try and share my ideas, experiences and knowledge with you all. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now. Yeah, and no, didn't get these slabs done. Don't forget to like, comment and consider subscribing. And if it's your first visit and you don't wish to subscribe, thank you for stopping by. Till next time, ta-ra for now.